Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So today, let's talk about Bitcoin. It's taking a little breather today once again, but alts are still holding very strong. But I want to talk about these major metrics that are at all-time highs. That shows you how strong the market is. So let's talk about it. Let's do this. Welcome, guys. Market bell has just rung, and today the U.S. market is looking. There we go. Today's looking pretty red indeed. Last night we had some fun. I threw a 20x. Not sure if I'm going to do that every single stream. Yeah, you know, so maybe I have to time it a little bit. Bitcoin is taking a breather and going down a little bit after yesterday's excitement. We went up to almost 38,000. Last night we were holding around 37. We're dipping down a little consolidation, but there are many alts that are still doing very well. For example, Avalanche just will not go down. It just continue to go up more and more. Okay, so what is going on, and should we care about today's dip? Just like this one right here, right? What happens usually after a dip? Well, we get a good recovery, so we may be seeing the same thing shortly. Okay, so what's going on? What do I want to talk about today? Well, of course, I did talk about Bitcoin hitting that 38,000. Okay, the make or break zone. We have not been able to break above. We utilized it a couple of times. We hit it and couldn't break. So that's the next point to break. And once we do, then of course 40s will be right around the corner. Okay, 40s will be right around the corner. So it's right around the corner. Kathy Wood, of course, is not looking at what's around the corner, looking at what's happening in 2030, long term, right? Those of us in the space, we're focused on long term. Yes, it's fun to degen a little bit here and there. You make a little bit of money here or there. But really, where the life-changing wealth comes in, okay, where the financial freedom comes in, is over years. And 2030 really isn't that long. We've been talking a lot about 2025, obviously, right? But what about the cycle after that? So this is according to Kathy Wood and ARK Invest. 2030, worst case scenario in 2030, Bitcoin's going to be at 258,000. Worst case scenario. Base scenario, somewhere around 682,000. And the best case scenario, $1.5 million. Again, this is 2030. This is just 7 years from now. This is not talking about 2 decades from now. No, just 7 years from now. So even though a lot of us do look at short term, you really don't need to, and it's not good for you unless you're trying to day trade, right? But if you're a long-term holder, that's what you should focus on, long-term holding, okay? Because Bitcoin is doing great things. Great things. A short-term volatility like today mean absolutely nothing. Nothing. If anything, it's a good pickup opportunity, right? It's a good pickup opportunity. Right now, Bitcoin, you know, is at 36.7, right? I'm tempted to just throw a 20x long right now because I do think it's going to flip above during the stream. But, you know, I'm going to have some self-control today. So moving forward, what else is going on? Well, Bitcoin's ecosystem is getting bigger and bigger. Okay, not just from a store value perspective or a network perspective in terms of how decentralized and how many miners and how much fees and addresses, but in terms of dApps. Now there are a lot of dApps on top of Bitcoin. You got DeFi stuff, you got NFT marketplace, of course you got new tokens now, BRC20 tokens. You have more infrastructure like wallets, and you have ordinals, which are NFTs themselves. So even the entire network is becoming bigger and stronger. And this also relates to another project Stacks that a lot of people have been asking me about. Most of this is built with stacks, just so you know. That's why I'm bullish on stacks as well. But yeah, that also shows you how early it still is really for Bitcoin, right? Not only from a price perspective, but from adoption perspective too. So there will be a lot more people utilizing these in the future. This is just really the first year that this started. Okay. Institutional interest, of course, is skyrocketing right now with anticipation of spot Bitcoin ETF approvals right around the corner. And afterwards, we're going to get a flood of money coming into the space. Okay. We're talking about billions upon billions at the very beginning to trillions of trillions by the end of the bull run. And speaking of bull run, well, if you look at it, we had 5 solid weeks of ups. Okay, 5. The last few times this happened, well, we have to go all the way back to the bottom of 2020. We had that COVID crash, right? We had 7 straight weeks of upwards movement. And then in 2021, we had another 7 weeks. In 2020, no, a couple times in 2021. 7 weeks and 5 weeks. Right now, we're at 5 weeks. We're going to get 2 more weeks. And this is a signal we're in a bull run. I argue, yes, we are in a bull run, just not the most parabolic phase yet. As we get closer and closer to halving event, the prices will keep on going upwards. Okay, so those are all great things. I haven't even gotten to the great metrics yet, but soon. Here's another picture, another chart that shows you, yeah, what it's like. Okay, this is using Bollinger Bands, and usually when you get a squeeze, and we did have a squeeze, we had the biggest squeeze possibly in years, and a squeezed Bitcoin upwards. Okay, because of those 5 straight weeks. And now clearly we are breaking out. In the last few times, Bitcoin had a squeeze with the Bollinger Bands and broke out to the upside. It went up in a very major way, like right now. But we may be squeezed up even more. Okay, that is awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Now, what else is there? Well, this is what I show you guys. Supply lasts active 1 year. Okay, this is just basic. This is very, very basic. Part of the fundamentals of Bitcoin, which is, hey, you look at how strong it is. How many people are on the network? How many people are holding? What about the supply that hasn't moved, right? What about the overall supply? Is it diminishing? Well, this one is looking at the number of Bitcoin that haven't been moved, right, in X amount of years. So 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, every single one is at an all-time high. Close to 69% of all Bitcoin has not been moved in 1 year. 57% in 2 years, 41% in 3 years, and almost 30% last 5 years. And these numbers keep on going up, right? Are all at all-time highs. So that really shows you, right? The supply and demand, the supply and demand curve is really, I mean, it's just really easy to picture in your head, right? The supply keeps doing this, and demand keeps doing this. Demand will keep on increasing, and supply will keep on decreasing simply because everyone is holding. Everyone's hodling all their Bitcoin, and really no one wants to sell it. It's really that simple, right? It's really that simple. So this is why I always tell you guys, don't focus on short-term volatility. Don't focus on what the lines tell you. Focus on the fundamentals. Focus long-term, because there's no way Bitcoin is not going to go much higher if you just pay attention to what's happening to Bitcoin, right? So, fantastic stuff. Really fantastic stuff. All right, Bitcoin is coming up a little bit, you know. See, if I threw that 20x long, that would have been pretty good. All right, keep on going. El Salvador, right, became the very first nation to make Bitcoin legal tender, and they have added a single Bitcoin every single day. And Bitcoin's up 120% since they came in. They came in really late, guys. They came in really late. They were not as early as Michael Saylor and nowhere as early as me or some of the others. I think they got into in 2021, somewhere around there. Or maybe even I think they got it in 2022. I think it was just last year. But anyways, they are the very first country to make Bitcoin legal tender, and so many others are following. They're paying attention. They're kind of like the test case, I guess. Okay, for a country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. So, fantastic. They made the right decision, right? Obviously. And then, here we go. Here's another one. Here's an interesting chart that shows what will happen to basically crypto market with a Bitcoin ETF approval, without a Bitcoin ETF approval, and also with the altcoin ETF approval, like ETH. Obviously, if you look at this, even without the approvals, Bitcoin will continue to move upwards. That's the purple line. With the ETF approval, it will be exponentially higher. And then, with the altcoin approval, it'll be even higher. Now, this is just a guess, of course. But I do agree. Obviously, what ETFs mean on a grand scheme of things, it's just accelerate. It's accelerant, really. It just allows more investors to come in at a faster scale. Will Bitcoin continue to grow without ETFs? Yes, for sure. But this just allows more money to flow in faster. That's really what it's about, right? So, yeah, I agree with this. But as for the growth numbers, we don't know. Anyone could be making that up. But yeah, that's what it means. That's what it means. All right, last few points I want to make. What else is going on? Ferrari's Bitcoin acceptance is a major market win, according to CoinFlip. Although my dealership is not accepting it yet. They don't know what to do. Corporate says, yes, we accept it, but the dealerships do not. But I will say a lot more people will be buying Ferraris and Lambos in 2024 and 2025. So this is definitely a smart move for them. And Ferrari traditionally is a very conservative company. So for them to now embrace Bitcoin, that does say something. That does say something. They're probably the most conservative car company out there. South Korea's pension fund also buys a lot of Coinbase shares. See, this is a prime example. If there was a spot Bitcoin ETF, they would be buying that. Okay, but instead they're buying Coinbase shares. See, this is a prime example, like pension funds, retirement funds. They want to come into this space, but they really can't right now. So they're looking for exposures like this. Again, everyone wants a piece. Everyone wants a piece right now. And then last thing, I'll just talk a little bit about Cardano. A lot of analysts think that the charts look awesome for Cardano, and it's going to rally by 650%. A lot of people have been asking me recently, why is Cardano so stale? Why is Cardano not moving? Right? It just always does this. Sometimes it just doesn't move for long periods of time, and then it blows up, right? Right now, it's still sitting pretty at number 8. It's not bad. It's not doing bad, but it definitely has not been doing as good as, say, Solana or Polygon or Avalanche. But still, it's sitting pretty at number 8 and could be moving according to some analysts, right? And, of course, Cardano itself, they are still building Voltaire, which is their new governance. They're trying to solidify that. And they still have a robust, growing ecosystem. And then people told me how they have a big partnership with Polkadot. They're building a sub-chain that uses substrate, so they're trying to connect the two chains together with that, right? There's a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on with ADA. All right, that's pretty much it. Hey, Bitcoin is recovering upwards, bouncing off of this low point right here. From a chartist perspective, whenever you see like these kind of spikes, like all of a sudden either both ways, like the scam wicks, that's what people call them. right? To finally drive out all the shorters and make people capitulate, and then it usually flips above. So looking like we're going above. But yeah, overall, there's still a lot of great things going on in the space. These little dips mean absolutely nothing. If anything, you treat them as gifts, buying opportunities, good DCA opportunities, right? All right, let's do some Q&A. Let's see here. All right, scrolling down from the top. Let's see. Is there anything? Nope. Matt asked, have you heard of Render? Would be great to hear your thoughts about it. Yes, but you're not going to like what I say. I've never been a fan of Render. It tends to get pumped up because they are in the GPU and lending space, and people think that they are AI play. They're really not. They did move to a new chain. I believe it's on Solana. They were held back by Ethereum because of high fees, and then they rechanged their token economics because it didn't work that well. But basically, you could rent out your GPUs, and people could use that to render 3D graphics or animation and stuff like that. I believe they're moving towards AI, right, which would make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, that's my feel about them. But I don't like them that much because they get pumped a lot. But they also get dumped a lot too, so just be careful. They're one of those ones that people like to really trade. Proc says, I've been DCA since 2020 and using the 50-25-25 method, and thanks to you, I broke 21 grand, 0.27 BTC, 3 ETH, and more. Congratulations. Congratulations. If you've been DCAing since 2020, you're sitting pretty well. Pretty good right now, right? DCA does work. And yes, I've been degenning. You know, it's just for fun, okay? I'm not trying to get you guys to degen and leverage trade because ultimately, if you do, eventually you'll lose, okay? I truly believe that. It's just simply like, you know, gambling. Although some day traders will argue, no, it's not. But regardless, the one strategy that works long-term, no question, is DCA. You just DCA. That's it. That's all you need to do. How are you preparing for the ETF pump, the pump and dump? There's not going to be a dump. There's just going to be a pump. And I'm preparing just by DCAing. Thoughts on Arweave and IMX for bull run? I like both. I like both projects. Project Cordori. I'm not gonna repeat what you said, but that's quite funny. I like Arweave. They have been doing really well. Decentralized storage play, the storage backbone for Solana. People don't know that, and for Instagram for their NFTs too. So they have a big partnership with Instagram, Facebook, and Solana. And IMX, you know, they have some good games coming out. Really good games coming out. I just did a Spaces with Wagme games yesterday. They are on IMX, and there's many other games that's coming out too. So once they transition to games, man, I should have threw that 20x at the beginning of the stream. I may just do that. You know, I'm just gonna do that for like fun right now since we're waiting. I'm just gonna do 1,000 right here. All right, just for fun because we're in Q&A. I think they're gonna do well. Anything that supports games, I think it's gonna do very well. Hosky, I can't wait for a launch of your meme coin channel. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I need a host to do that. I need a host. Elvin. Anyone going to Art Basel? I'm going to be in Art Basel. A lot of the IFC fighters. The very first video came out yesterday, guys. With Crypto Keeper. Not the most exciting video, but that's okay. We're going to keep on putting more videos out, right? Introducing the fighters, who they are. Go show them training, okay? Their motivation, who their opponents are. We're going to do a lot more. A lot more of these videos leading up to the fight. So make sure you go head over to CryptosRus Plus and start watching them and subscribe. It's going to be fantastic. But a lot of, going back to Art Basel, a lot of people will be in Miami. So, and hopefully we can check out the Karate Combat facility, do some more content there, so forth. So it'll be good. If you guys are there, you know, you could check out, you could buy a ticket to the event that I'm hosting. No, I'm talking about Vegas. That's Vegas. But in Art Basel, I don't have an event. But I might just meet up with some of you guys. Eternal. I have no idea who he is. And he could call whatever he wants. But are you going to listen? I guess that's what all that matters. Right? Not me. Josh likes to remind everyone there's a fight announcement and another fight video today. Okay? So make sure you check out CryptosRus Plus. There's also IFC Twitter page. Make sure you guys follow that as well. Crypto Halligan. George, can you front run the ETF by buying GBTC right now? Will it convert after approval to spot? I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens. Man, I threw that 20x at the wrong time. I don't know what happens with this, to be quite honest, when this gets converted to a spot ETF. This was at all-time high. The premium has disappeared. Okay, so, or the discount premium, I should say. So when this gets converted to ETF, I don't know what's going to happen. Right? But I do think a lot of people have been buying it because they're trying to front run it. Well, I take it back. Not all-time high, but high for this year, for last year. They were up to 50s before. Are your walks already giving you results in weight loss? Yes, but very little. Very little, but still. It gets me out, you know, breathing the fresh air and exercising. There's nothing wrong with that. Elvin, welcome. Teresa, I'm sorry to hear that you're up and you can't sleep because you broke your arm. That sucks. Hopefully, wishing the best for you. Hopefully you recover nicely. But it sucks. I've gone through 2 major leg injuries. And, yeah, they're no fun. Okay, so there's still, Rhonda says there's still 11% discount, which will disappear with the conversion. I didn't know there was still a discount, but that's way better than a negative 50% discount that they had before. So OMG, no. I'm gonna say no to OMG. Should I sell my sheep bag for Sol? You know, I don't know what to say about sheep. Sheep has been really, really stagnant versus a lot out there. Only 25%. Well, now it jumped to 28%, and I don't know why I just got Sheep SHIB is only up 25% for the last 30 days, right? It trails even Polkadot, which hasn't been that active, but it definitely trails someone like Avalanche and Solana. So I don't know. I'm puzzled by SHIB because a lot of other memes have started going up, but SHIB really has not. Even Doge has outperformed SHIB, right? Like, it's a mystery right now. I really don't know why SHIB is not moving, why more people are not getting more excited about SHIB. But, you know, if you're a SHIB holder, it's kind of like, do you make that decision to switch to something that's moving faster right now, or do you hold on because it can start pumping anytime? We're at that iffy moment where it can start just pumping up. But if you're too heavy into SHIB, maybe then you should think about diversifying. I know there are some people that are just holding all SHIB. Like, they got into 2021 just because of SHIB and they only hold SHIB. If that's the case, then yeah, if you're too heavy, you may want to lighten that load, lighten your bag. My wife walked 8 to 10 miles a day for 3 months on 30. I don't walk 8 to 10 miles. Wait, maybe I do. That sounds like awfully a lot, but Pepe and Harry Potter are the memes to get. What about just meme itself? Everyone's talking about meme, and it's like at 300 million already. If I was go real degen, I should just do a 20x on meme tonight or something. I've been DCA into SHIB up to 1 billion Shibas now. That sounds very impressive. But I don't know what that adds up to. See, that's the thing with meme coins, right? They make the supply so vast, it makes people feel so good that they have 1 million or 1 billion or 1 trillion, but does that really matter? Oh boy, I'm down $20. Down $20 with my degen trade. Let's see if we can turn this into green by the end of the stream. It's coming up pretty good. Oh, minus 11, minus 10. I remember when SHIB had a 20 billion market cap. Yeah, SHIB was so hot in 2021. This time around in 2025, I don't know what's going to be the very hot meme. But there will be one, for sure. There'll always be one. How do you see Cardano? I don't. I'm neutral on this at this point. The reason why I got off the Cardano bandwagon is because I started talking. A couple of things. I share a story all the time. I'm just not a fan now. They pissed off their ecosystem. They pissed off their partners. A lot of controversies. The founders refuse to talk to people like me, just trying to get to the bottom of things. They made it very complex. And basically, like, everyone hopped off the bandwagon. And I have no idea if they'll ever get people back into the space. So, that's why. How do we find CryptosRus Plus? Just go in the description, man. You go in the description. I have a listing in there. Make sure you subscribe to CryptosRus Plus. Check out the IFC. There's going to be more videos coming out, including today. And Josh has been killing with Beyond the Headlines, too. There's going to be a lot of stuff. A lot more stuff. And I'm going to get more hosts on there doing other creative things as well. So definitely make sure you check it out. Valentino, I thought you were against leverage. I still am. Because I'm bored. That's why. I'm bored and I want to be a degen a little bit. But 99.999% of my portfolio is untouched, not trading, just DCAing, just like my DCA portfolio. But with the 0.00001, I'm just having some fun. Right now, with the market doing well, right, you could catch these waves, make a good amount of money, feel good about it while you continue to DCA, right? That's it. That's all that is. What do you think about AMP? No. No, you should have been paying attention, man. A lot of people, you guys been asking me. Now you're asking me about things that happened in 2021. But AMP, first of all, they were declared a security by the SEC. Second of all, if you go to AMP, they don't even talk about the Flexa app anymore. AMP was a collateral token to be used by vendors, with purchases. Now they don't even have that on a website. I have no idea what happened to AMP. They completely try to revamp themselves, and they are not the same project as before. So, no. NWYL, I don't know what you're whining about. There's 4,000 people in here asking questions. So if I missed your question, I'm sorry. Repeat it again. But you don't have to become like a jerk and make rude comments in the stream. Don't become Gary. What's the stock market doing today? Home builder sentiment drops to the lowest point in a year, but falling rates spur some optimism. I need some falling rates. Where's the interest rate at now? Below 7.5%, yeah. Avalanche broke the high on the 1 year chart. Do you think Avalanche will go into a price discovery, double top, or retrace in the immediate? The reason why Avalanche is going up so much, I covered this. JP Morgan is going to utilize a sub-chain to do tokenized bonds. So that's a major thing. And Avalanche also has other things going on. Coinbase is opening up futures for Solana and Avalanche. That also pumped them up. So there's a reason why, or there are reasons why it's going up. Will it stop? That's hard to say. Let's bring up Avalanche. Oh, that's not a good one. So, let's zoom out a little bit here. Yeah, they are back to 2022 levels. The next stop right here will be right here for Avalanche, $30. Pretty obvious. I think they'll probably hit this $30, and then, depending on the market, will they continue upwards? If they do, it's going to start going up very crazily because they fell down really, really fast from 100 plus down to 70, down to, where we are. But it's pretty obvious that 30 will be the next major resistance. I'm not saying that's going to go there right away, but that will be where it will be tested right there. But it has been on fire. It is coming up very, very, very quickly. If we see a Doge ETF someday, surreal times, that'll never happen. I just don't see that. I saw a Starlink train last week in the sky. Starlink train or satellite? If there's a Starlink train in the sky, then Elon is much smarter than we give him credit for. Thoughts on Caspa? Not a fan. If you guys are asking about where to leverage, I'm trying this new platform called BingX. Hey, mine is $14. It's open to US, no KYC. But Mexi is another one, but then people are telling me, you know, you can't get on as a US citizen. And there's a few others, right? But again, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do leverage. You will get wrecked. I'm saying that right now. You will get wrecked. I got wrecked plenty of times, right? But if you want to just, if you're degen, you're bored, you want to do something, okay. But don't try to leverage trade if you have no idea what you're doing, because you will get wrecked, okay? That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. Bitcoin coming up. Let's see if we can break through this. Let's see if I can turn into green. Yes. Now that I'm in green, I can end the stream. Let's wait a few more minutes. Let's see where this ends up. If I did this at the beginning of the stream, it would have been a lot higher, because, you know, at the beginning of the stream, it was like right around here. And I'm like, man, I know it's going to turn during this stream. But it's okay. You know, can't win them all. Oh, Starlink satellite train. Evan, much love from Houston. What's up, man? How many more days left for the current ETF approval? We got a couple more days. The 21st, I believe, is the last day. 21st is the last day. My two Satoshis, this is based on $1,000. That's why 20x is at 20,000, because it's doing 20x. Basically, it's moving according, if I had it put in 20,000. Man, yeah, no, I don't think that's true, because I signed up. I didn't do any KYC. Luna Classic, almost as good as FTT. You know, the thing is, I hate to bring it up, but Luna Classic, Terra Classic, and the new Terra have also been really hot recently. So, you know, 466 million. And Luna is at 420 million. It would be outrageous if both of these became, you know, they did a 10x and they're at 4 billion. You know, then they're pretty close to original Terra. That would be outrageous. If you combine them together, if they never separated, they would be at close to $1 billion. You know? So can we possibly see Luna and Luna Classic get back to their previous highs? That would be insane if that happened. Absolutely insane. And it would make no sense. System Crypto says, that's a problem with DGen. Takes too much of our time. I'm always checking it. Too stressful when you have a regular job and it swings up and down. I know what you're saying. I used to be a much bigger DGen back in like 2019, 2020, right? And it like wrecked my life because, like you said, all I did was check my price every minute on my phone, and it's not a good idea. It's not. If you go do it, like set a time, like an hour or 2 hours, and that's it, and just get out, close it. Or you're gonna waste your entire day focused on whether or not you're making money with your leverage trade or if you got liquidated. Yeah, it's no good. Do you think SBS parents will go to jail too? That's, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they were accomplices or not. I'm assuming not, right? Just because you gave birth to someone that did something bad doesn't put you in jail unless they helped them in some way, and they have to prove that. They knew, he was doing something bad and they were trying to, cover it up. I don't know. I don't think they could prove that. Steve-O says, I like watching my crypto go up every day. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Right now, we're in a good phase. We had 5 straight weeks of up, right? But if you look at this, when we truly enter the parabolic run, it's nonstop, up and up and up and up and up. Even though there will be dips in between, here or there, and sometimes they're quite drastic, but overall, what you just see is up and 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 up, and it really doesn't stop. They've been charged with various things. I wonder what. What do you think about Dodge Vipers? The original GTS Coupe still looks amazing. I've never driven it, but that'd be a cool car to get. I just hear it's really hard to drive. And the last generation, the ACR Viper, looks freaking good. Too bad. Dodge couldn't keep up with the Viper. All right, guys, I guess that's it. Let's see. Oh, darn it. I would have preferred to end in a green, but I guess I'll have to end in a negative $20 loss, which is okay, relatively speaking. All right, well, overall, guys, Bitcoin took a little breather today. That's okay. That's okay. It does this. Yesterday, we had a very exciting day. The alts are still holding extremely well. In fact, some are still roaring upwards, ripping upwards. So that's pretty good. But you know what? We're in it for the long haul. Okay? The fundamentals have never been stronger. These metrics are at all-time high. So you're in the right space, my friends. Okay? So smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, and let me close this before it goes down anymore. So I'll see you guys tonight. Take care. Bye-bye.